So we have to talk for a second. So I've kind of been on a hiatus from the channel for the past month or so, and I do apologize for that, but things were just kind of happening. Life was happening, work was happening, and a little bit of not being motivated to make videos was also kind of happening. I think I was adding some unnecessary stress to myself by trying to pop out a video once a week. And even though that's a great goal and I still would love to achieve that, I think at the time it was just a little bit unfeasible. When I started the channel back in December, work was a lot slower. There wasn't as many projects going on. And since the new year has kind of started, it's kind of ramped up with work. And to be honest, when I get off of work, I want to just kind of kick back and play games. Also, I got really addicted to Arc Raiders in this past few months, so I have been playing a lot of Arc Raiders, and like I said, when I get off of work, I just kind of want to hang out and just play games and just not think about working on something else at the time. So that honestly, that is the reason I've kind of been not making videos for the past month. A little bit of just wanting to relax for a little bit, and work was kind of stressing me out. So yeah, that's really the reasoning. So I know that's not the greatest reasoning, but it is the reasoning nonetheless. But within this past month, a lot has actually happened, and I've actually able to obtain a lot of things. One is I'm shooting on a brand new camera. I actually picked up the Osmos Pocket 3. I'm actually loving it. It's a really awesome small camera. I actually thoroughly enjoy the receiver for the mic. I was using some Rode mics before hooked up to my iPhone, and that's how I was kind of operating everything before. And it just necessary wires for receivers and all that kind of stuff. The phone, and the phone was great for what I needed it for at first, but I definitely kind of outgrown it. And I wanted a standalone camera that didn't suck down my phone battery life, and just be able to upload stuff straight from an SD card, because I was going from pretty much iCloud to my iCloud on my computer to upload all the files and stuff. So having my own camera is going to be super beneficial, and I actually really enjoy the small form factor of it as well. So yeah, going forward, we'll be shooting on this camera and hopefully pumping out some good quality stuff. But with the update of the channel kind of out of the way, I did pick up a lot of games as well. One accessory and a bunch of games. So we'll kind of get straight into that, because I'm really excited for the things I picked up this month. First and foremost, I bought a PlayStation 5 a couple years ago, and I got the digital version because I was like, oh, probably not going to collect physical for it. And then the whole wave of collecting games kind of came over me again, and I wanted a disc drive for it. So I ended up picking up the disc drive for the PlayStation 5. And I honestly wanted it for the disc drive to collect games for, because I can find a bunch of physical games for cheaper than I would wait for a digital sale usually. As well as there was a couple 4K DVDs, 4K Ultra Blu-rays I wanted. And so that was just another excuse for me to get it. I was pretty much still had my PS4 hooked up as a Blu-ray machine, and I wanted to really not use that anymore and just kind of have a PS4 within a PS5 with 4K capability and a Blu-ray player. So I've been holding that in my Amazon cart for quite some time. I went out shopping and I ended up picking up at GameStop, and I got a few more other things from that GameStop, and I was pretty happy with price-wise. So I will show you those next. And with getting the disc drive for the PS5, the first game I have for physical is Silent Hill 2. Sorry, I kind of glare on there. I don't see myself buying the PS2 version. Even though I would love to have it, it would have to be a perfect storm, because that game is so expensive. And if I'm going to spend that much on games, I'd rather buy something like a Futurama more than a Silent Hill 2 or 3. So this is my workaround for right now of wanting to play the game but not wanting to dish out a bunch of money for it. I actually got that for less than $25 at GameStop, so very happy. And then I also picked up at GameStop. God of War 2, the two disc edition. This was $14. I was happy with that. Black label, complete in box, has both discs in there. So I didn't see why not. We don't have that many GameStops around us, where I'm from. They had a bunch at one point, and they've slowly been dying off. So to see a GameStop is kind of rare, but also to see a GameStop that has retro games in there. The selection was very small, but to pick up something like a God of War 2, I was very happy about that. Now, the next 3 games I picked up actually was from a Second and Charles, about an hour or so away. We had an event to go to over the weekend, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop in there. I'm never out in this area, so I'm just gonna see what they got. And actually picked up 3 games, all fairly cheap. I think I paid $20 total, which they're nothing crazy, but one was NBA Courtside. The only reason I really picked this up was because it is Nintendo license, and if you watch my very first video from last year about starting a retro collection in 2025, this is part of the goal. This is part of the goal of getting every first-party Nintendo GameCube game, and I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I do like playing a sports game every now and again, but I mainly bought this for first-party Nintendo games. But also the same store, got Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. I know this is not a great game. I grew up with this game though. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's a very cheap game. I think I paid $4 at Second and Charles for this. So it was kind of like a must-have because it's so cheap. But yeah, it's good for a good like 15-minute playthrough, and then that's really it. But really excited to add it to the collection nonetheless. And then another game that I picked up at Second and Charles this weekend was the Tasmanian Tiger 3. I've never played this series, but I've heard great things about it. So I'm hoping that it's really good, and maybe I'll pick up the first and second one as well whenever I can find them for a cheap price. Next game that I picked up, I got because I wanted to do a video on it, actually it sparked the idea for a video. This is a game I had during PS3. This is actually my first PS3 game I've started collecting physically again, so this, I guess, starts the collection. Hopefully no one cringes at this, but Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. I picked this up because I'm seeing the prices starting to climb for this game. It is getting up there in value. I think I see in price charting is around $60 to $70-ish now, and that is absolutely crazy to me because this is a $20 game at best. But I got it because I wanted to do a video, maybe Family Guy related. Who knows, that might be the next video you see on the channel. But yeah, this kind of sparked a whole idea for a video, so stay tuned, and I'll probably have something out hopefully soon. So then we'll kind of get into some DS that I picked up. I've stated before, I'll state it again, I'm very heavy into the DS right now. I don't think that vibe is ever going to really go away anytime soon. So the first game I picked up was Mario & Luigi's Bowser Inside Story. I've played this through my Hacks 3DS, but I wanted the actual physical copy of it to play on my 2DS. So very happy to have this. Next one was been kind of sitting in my cart through eBay, through listings and stuff, and I've never really pulled the trigger. Ended up picking up my local video game store. That is Zelda: The Phantom Glass Hour. Still on the hunt for Spirit Tracks though, but this game looks so good to me, and it's surprisingly not a crazy expensive game for a Zelda game. So definitely need to add this there. I'll save this next. I got one that will be the last DS game I'll show you because it was kind of a heavier hitter for me, at least. This next game I got was actually from Goodwill auction, and I got it right at price charting, so very happy about that. Complete in box. That is Animal Crossing Wild Worlds. I'm loving the Animal Crossing series. Like I said, the first time I played Animal Crossing was this past year, and that was on the GameCube. This gives me GameCube vibes, but on the go. So very happy about this. I'm really addicted to fishing in this game, and I've been kind of picking it up almost every night and just kind of roaming around, see what I can do, selling my stuff, and having a lot of fun with this. This is really great to have the collection. And then the heavy hitter for the DS that I picked up, Never played before, so I'm really happy to add this to the collection, and that is Pokemon White version. I'm super happy to add this. I didn't think I was going to be able to add this. I know White 2 and Black 2 are more expensive, but I wanted to at least get this. I wanted to play this first and then work on, you know, affording the Black 2 and White 2. But this is also a kind of a nod to the first video with my goals. I wanted to collect every Pokemon game from first gen on the Game Boy up to the DS era. I think after that I'll be a little bit more choosy, but I do want to get every single game for the Pokemon series within the Game Boy to DS era. Some of the things I've also picked up this month was TMNT Mutant Melee on the GameCube. This is not complete in box, this is missing a manual, but I want to finish out all the TMNT games that there are on GameCube. I think with adding this, I am missing one more. It's TMNT 3, like after the Battle of Nexus 2 one. So I am still trying to complete the set, but I'm very happy to add this. Huge TMNT fan, always will be. So. And then speaking of basketball and how I wasn't much of a fan, this series I'm actually very fond of, and that is the NBA Streets 2. I got this on GameCube. Picked this up at a local game store as well. This is complete in box. Very happy to have this in the collection. I played this a ton growing up, so I wanted to make sure I had this collection. I'm still looking for NBA Streets 1, and then I do want the GameCube NBA Streets 3 with Mario, Luigi, and Peach, all those characters in it as well. So, like I said, not a huge basketball fan, but these just hit different. These are super fun, super arcade-like, so I highly suggest playing this if you've never played any kind of basketball game. I would pick this one over anything else personally. The next game also goes to the overall goal of like cartoon-related games that I placed in my first video. That is Taz Unwanted on GameCube. This is also complete in box. Super into cartoon related games. Looney Tunes is a big part of my childhood, so I wanted to make sure to add this as well. So I'm very happy. Never played it. Hopefully it's good, but we shall see. And I got two more games for you. Both are wrestling games actually. The first one on GameCube is Def Jam Vendetta. I've actually been hunting down to try to find the GameCube version of Fight for New York, but I have yet to find a copy that either looks good enough for my liking, or a copy at all, because I can't find it. My local game store did have a couple copies of Fight for New York, but I bought this as kind of like a placeholder to kind of get me by until I get Fight for New York. Not saying this is a bad game by any means. I think it's a great game, but I do want to get the Fight for New York more than I want to play Vendetta. But nonetheless, happy to add this to the collection. Definitely want to play it. But the next game I've been playing a ton. Huge wrestling fan, and I was kind of looking around to see what's the best wrestling game for PS2. The reason I say PS2 is because I grew up with the PS2 and that's where I played the most wrestling games, but my mind kind of slips as far as which game was which. So after looking around, it kind of came to the conclusion that the best wrestling game for PS2, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I want to do a video on this. I really do. I just bought a capture card that will be able to record all this kind of gameplay, and I kind of wanted to do like a career mode video of this. And I've been playing a crap ton of this, and it's so good. Like, it might be a top contender for like my favorite wrestling game of all time, and that says a lot. But the career mode is pretty awesome. I have some nitpicks that I will save for the video that I want to make on this, but God, I'm so happy to add this. And this is like a $30-ish game. Like, everything else is pretty cheap when it comes to wrestling that I'm seeing, but this one was 30. It's worth 30 in my opinion. I think I paid right at 30 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, oh my God, this is such a great game. If you have not played this, you definitely should. But yeah, that is everything I picked up this month. I know I went a little crazy with it. I spent probably too much money, but that is okay because I'm happy and my game shelves are happy. So, but yeah, I just wanted to make a video that kind of told what was happening this month and kind of the hiatus I had in February, as well as what we're wanting to do going forward. With going forward, I want to try to shoot for a video every other week, just to kind of give myself some time to work on stuff if maybe work is too busy, or if life kind of gets in the way, or maybe I'm just not motivated. At least kind of give me that 2-week stretch, because trying to pump out a video within 7 days of each other, I don't really have a backlog right now. Hopefully that may change, but that's going to be the goal. Who knows, I may return back to once a week. That would be amazing, but I don't want to promise that and not deliver it. So, but yeah, that is it. That is the channel update. That is everything I got this month as well. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and a comment. It really does help out the video a lot. And then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But I'm Cameron, and this is Retro Carnage. Peace.